Freedom Radio Hour. Live on Capital Radio 91.6 FM.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Freedom Radio Hour. I'm your host, DJ Adam Cruz, and I'm here with my fantastic co-host,
Eddie Nicholas. What up, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of 91.6 FM Freedom Radio Hour and DWildMusicRadio.com. What up, Mr. Cruz?
Oh, I'm so excited to see you. I'm always delighted to hang out with my brother, but today is a very special day. Why? Because I take pride in including very important or significant frames around the studio. If you notice behind us, there's all these pieces of vinyl or artwork that represent something important to our studio here. So we've taken the liberty to add our latest here.
You ever snatch this off of his wall?
Yeah, so this is Eddie Nicholas, Do You Want to Dance? And because I know my brother so much, and I knew he would say, ooh, I need to snatch that. I'd like to take this opportunity, Mr. Nicholas, I want to thank you sincerely on behalf of Mixtape Sessions, on behalf of D-Wild Music Radio, Capital Radio 91.6 FM, and all of our listeners and fans around the globe. We love you. Congratulations.
Oh! I don't have to take that one. I have my own. You know, this is like getting a little Grammy. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, my own little Billboard plaque. Thank you.
Let me take a moment to let our listeners and our viewers know that the Freedom Radio Hour is here, not only giving you fantastic music, but we're here to be your number one source for music business news and trends from around the globe. Let's talk about it. Speaking of this beautiful new album, let's talk about some of the best practices that you've been encountering lately. I love that you have been working so diligently. Now that the release is out, we often say that the least complicated part is actually getting the music out. The hardest part is what comes after. So let's talk about a little bit of what you've been doing. You've been doing what I like to call pairing the release with other things. Talk about how that has impacted your release. What have you been doing?
Well, you know, doing a number of things. Of course, we talked about the mirroring aspect of it earlier with the release where we
stop for a second. Just a reminder, windowing is what he's referring to. We take time to release his album, Do You Want to Dance, in three different ways. Directly from his website at eddienicholas.com. Then after a spell, it was released on one of our biggest dance music websites, that's TrackSource. Then the third window was a worldwide release. So in honor of pairing our products, what I did was to celebrate our 10 years of Mixtape Sessions, that's my record label, and pair it with Mr. Nicholas's debut LP. So the album became available worldwide in that third window in conjunction with the celebration of our anniversary. So we're doing that as an example of pairing the music with something else. So in that vein, what else have you done to pair your music with something else?
My birthday's coming up.
Yes.
So with my birthday coming up, you know, I set up, along with we set up a series of radio shows.
Yep.
We've done that, and then we have a series of upcoming performances where I will be celebrating my birthday, where I'll be performing.
Yep.
Not only that, it's hosting season.
Yes.
So with all of that, I've been able to pair a lot of my music with a lot of the upcoming gigs that I'll be doing.
I love that.
So, you know, I'm not an arobic instructor, but I have a song called Shake.
Yes.
That I will be using as a warm-up. I MC upcoming event called Shake Shop and Shimmy.
Oh, what is that? Is that like an exercise class or something?
Shake Shop and Shake is a Zumba class.
Oh, I was totally guessing. Wow, that's
so
great.
You know, that's like pairing and doing things outside of the box.
I love that.
And you know, and I just thought about it. I said, well, if I'm going to open this up, let me pair my song Shake. So I've been trying to find where I can take my songs and utilize them in different venues. And in case this one, I'm pairing Shake with an exercise class. So, you know, you're doing stuff like that. And of course, upcoming radio shows.
And then you're doing something really interesting, speaking of radio shows. So you've done, Eddie has done the rounds and securing interviews, whether it be internet radio, terrestrial radio, or what have you. But on top of that, for the very first time, we're engaging in what's called a virtual chat. So what are some of the things you're hoping to take away from that experience?
Well, I'm hoping to get feedback from people in regards to actually what they thought of the album. It is 16 tracks. And basically, what is their favorite? What do they walk away with in regards to any of the songs, especially if they listen to the lyrics? It's all about listening to the lyrics.
Exactly.
Again, it's an eclectic album, and it covers a very long period of my career, which is still going and getting ready to turn up for the best.
Yes, exactly.
You know, that I hope. But again, hopefully people will give me feedback. They will ask questions. How did the project come about? Why did it take so long?
Yeah.
How did I choose the songs? What is the advice for up-and-coming people who are looking to work as an independent artist?
Yep.
How to manage and basically follow through. Actually, to go back and learn or relearn the important aspects of the business and getting your music out, getting compensated for your music, and just making sure that you're staying kind of like current with the current trends that are going on.
And I love that this virtual chat is going to be reaching not only like the folks that know you here and even more just in the neighboring states, but they know you around the world and can access a discussion around these topics using a virtual chat. So I love that idea. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to, in honor of this pairing concept, we're going to break down what's happening in California. A music retailer is going legal. We'll talk about what that means right here on the Freedom Radio Hour.
91.6 FM, the heartbeat of Sudan. Eddie Nicholas, do you want to dance?
Freedom Radio Hour. Live on Capital Radio 91.6 FM.
What up, beautiful people? Welcome back. Eddie Nicholas here, 91.6 FM, the heartbeat of Sudan, DY Music Radio, and the Freedom Radio Music Hour.com. I'm sitting up here with my very, very knowledgeable friend, the one and only Mr.
Adam Cruz. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us again here on the Freedom Radio Hour, your number one source for music business news and trends from around the globe. Okay, we got to talk about it. Speaking of pairing products, you know, we were discussing Eddie Nicholas's debut album, Do You Wanna Dance, and what he's been doing to pair the album's release with other things. What I've done to help is to pair it with the 10th anniversary of Mixtape Sessions, which is the record label that I co-founded with my sister Flora. And we have released the album for Eddie on that label in conjunction with his own, which is Deck Music Imprint. All that fancy language to say that we are pairing the anniversary for our label and Eddie's album. That's pair number one. The other thing he's doing is pairing the product with his birthday. Simple thing you can do. Take a birthday celebration and turn that into a release party. Come and join me at such and such lounge or such and such club and come and celebrate this milestone with me. The other thing is tapping into other resources. So for Eddie, he's multi-talented. That means he could tap into things like hosting, emceeing, whatever. And so he's doing that in the summertime to bring attention to the album. So I love that. In honor of pairing, I wanted to talk about what Amoeba Music's been doing. You know, Amoeba is one of the few remaining retailers in the States.
Okay.
Unfortunately, most of our vinyl stores or record stores, the local ones anyway, have been eaten up by franchises who have therefore over time have marginalized the music. Now it's very little because people aren't going to stores like they used to.
So
anyway,
true.
Amoeba Music is one of those remaining retailers. In particular, they're in Berkeley, California, amongst a bunch of other locations. But we're very recent. I thought you'd get a chuckle out of this in lieu of, or in honor of our discussion, I should say, of pairing things. Amoeba Music is taking action. You see, California here in the States is one of the few states where marijuana is legal, either medically or for recreational use. So, California being legal is a prime opportunity for certain companies. So Amoeba Music, realizing that they're experiencing declined sales of music over the years, didn't want to die. They're a flagship store. They're a very strong fixture in the community by virtue of the owners of Amoeba store being involved in community efforts. So everyone in the community was invested in Amoeba Music continuing to exist. So what they've done is Amoeba Music has found a way to purchase a cannabis dispensary next door. And what they're doing is they're pairing basically marijuana use with the music experience. You see, we think just on a basic level of music stores, you go in, you browse your titles and you buy the music. But we know, Eddie and I know, that the music experience here in New York and New Jersey and surrounding areas was much more than that. It was talk about that because I remember it being more of I met a lot of friends by just interacting at the record store.
Well, you also got to realize at the height of when they had record stores, it was still about drugs, sex, and rock and roll.
Yes,
no matter how you looked at it.
Right.
And
so perhaps this is harkening back, this like dispensary.
And you just wanted to get that little feel-good music where, people would sit back, have a little smoke, a little drink, a little talk. It's all about relaxation.
Do you think this is going to work well for Amoeba in Berkeley? I mean, it is Berkeley, California.
Well, this is Berkeley, California, and again, the laws are so restricted open.
Yes.
We know that the laws there allow them, but they still have a little bit of stuff that they have to go through because they're still open up to federal.
Yes,
federal
because
law.
California is legal. That is a really interesting thing, and it brings us to this whole how you get more bang for your buck in terms of your music releases, or even if you're an author with a new book or a designer with a fashion line.
It's about thinking outside of the box, and they thought outside of the box. And again, as we have seen, marijuana sale is quite profitable in those states that have taken it upon themselves to do so.
Exactly.
And they've been able to take that capital and funnel it into different ventures to alleviate the taxpayer. So
there's an opportunity for music, though, in that context, because I think having a music retailer in conjunction with a dispensary like this in a legal state.
Go buy your music and go get a joint.
Yes, exactly. I think that's like a win-win.
Go home.
That's not unlike the other story of like some of the Girl Scout sales, some of the little Girl Scouts. I've been sitting in front of dispensaries with their Girl Scout cookies ready to sell them.
Well, of course, and and that's smart. That's ingenious. Why it may be unorthodox. It's genius because for the mere fact, once you come out of that dispensary,
you're thinking, afterwards, I'm going to need some cookies. I just love that. I think that kudos to Amoeba Music, and if we can find other ways to pair music with experiences, I think that's what the tech giants have always been doing. Apple Music took advantage of our music and sold billions of dollars worth of iPhone.
And then again, you always have to harken back. You always harken back to those of us that had the opportunity to travel abroad and to go to countries like Amsterdam and all that type of stuff, where you go into some of these clubs and it's there. Again, harkens back to drugs, sex, and rock and roll.
Yes.
That's what it always.
But also,
back
like it reduces the stigma around marijuana use. Instead of making this sort of decadent sort of lifestyle, it's really not. It's more like a glass of wine, some argue. So anyway, let's take a break. When we come back, let's talk about more of this music business news right here on the Freedom Radio Hour.
91.6 FM, DWOWmusicradio.com, the Freedom Radio Hour.com.
Mixtape Sessions is proud to present singer, songwriter, actor, and Mixtape Sessions recording artist Jacqueline Graham. Produced by DJ and label head Adam Cruz, the Jacqueline plea includes Inside My Head and You Showed Me Your Love. Check out Jacqueline Graham and the Jacqueline EP, available to stream everywhere now. Mixtape Sessions, music for the people. Singer, songwriter, performer, and host Eddie Nicholas debuts his fantastic new album. Released in conjunction with mixtape sessions and Deck Music imprint, Eddie brings you a 16-track album full of fantastic jams upon jams, perfect for any dance floor. The album includes records like Fall in Love, Goomba, and Reuben. Check out EddieNicholas.com and TrackSource for his brand new LP.
Freedom Radio Hour.
And we're back live on Capital Radio 91.6 FM and on the web at dwildmusicradio.com. You're deep in the zone right here on the Freedom Radio Hour. We're your number one source for music business news and trends from around the globe. I'm sitting here with my fantastic and most celebrated artist, Mr. Eddie Nicholas.
What up, beautiful people? We're so glad that you're back with us and connecting with us on this wonderful show. What up, Adam? What's going on?
Well, I had to talk about something that's really cool. I thought you should understand it. Because we do discuss not only news here, but trends as well. And one of the trends you should be aware of is artificial intelligence as it relates to the music industry. What do I mean? Well, every year there's a Austin, Texas-based conference called South by Southwest. And every year they do a bunch of things like offer unplugged concerts. Shout out to Dawn Tallman, Josh Milan, Glenn Thornton, and friends who just performed there. Also, they have opportunities to announce and present brand new initiatives and new technologies. Case in point is by this company called the Music Fund. The Music Fund is like a team comprised of execs and investors, et cetera, in the music game. They came together to form this collective where they are trying to make a way in which you could have better predictions about how an artist is going to perform. So check this out. We always talk about algorithms and how Facebook and YouTube use their algorithms to target advertisements based on your taste. They also use the algorithms to figure out the music you're listening to, what you probably should be listening to, and they feed you advertisements. Now, this Music Fund collective is saying, what if we flip that and give the control back to the artist? So they're using these same algorithms, but in favor of us artists. How so?
Yeah, please explain how.
Because they are taking all of your engagements online, your sales track, your stream counts, your likes, your shares, your comments, all of those things together. Using their algorithms are able to predict how much money you're going to fare when you release your music. Which I love that idea, because what happens, let's go even further. What happens if you knew ahead of time a post that contained a snippet of your album was going to fare better if you posted it at night versus during the day, or if you wrote certain things in the subject line or in the title?
So basically what I'm hearing from you is that with these algorithms that they are targeting, they target audiences.
Yes.
And so with that being said, you know how it plays into the funding again when you're competing against free. I don't know.
Well, check it out. This group is saying what we want to do is get it down to an exact science, so that here's what we've done if we're a music fund. We are working with Winton, which is an investment firm. They're working directly at their firm, along with a collaboration of data science analysts.
Facebook is currently in trouble for that very thing you are talking about in regards to working in Cambridge Analytica. It's this organization out of the UK. What they did, they had secured information from Facebook that they want to use for specifically the very same thing that you're talking about.
Like targeting it in some way?
And they took that information and sold it to people that were involved supposedly in the Trump campaign.
Wow, okay.
Where those things were targeted and people were targeted. And basically it boiled down to, and a comment was made that really struck me when we're talking about consumers and customers and all of that thing. And a gentleman said that people are the product. We are the product, as opposed to them searching. The companies want us as their product.
Yeah, I hear you.
We go ahead and we purchase. So, you know.
And also like the portfolios that that are made up of this algorithm, like I was talking about, where they include the clicks and shares. We've already talked on this episode, on the show, about how these things could be manufactured and they could be altered, and in a blip of time, somebody will hack, and all of a sudden you got 10 million likes, and a company like Music Fund will make a portfolio and say, hey, Eddie, you'll fare well because you had 10 million likes. Meanwhile, it's been...
And I can also see them eventually, for $5 more, we can get you 1,000 plus more likes.
Well, I feel like that's right there, right? You've said it before that Facebook alone will say, boost your post, boost your post. I love the idea of Music Fund taking the algorithms that are already being targeted towards us and against us and using it to really manipulate it so that we get the most benefit. Because they're saying, using these types of things, you could really, imagine you get to the point where
you know what? But they're already at your hand. And
yeah, but they're not being used to our benefit.
Well, because we have not learned.
Well, this company, this Music Fund is trying to work it out.
For their own good.
Well.
You know, I'm always looking at these things with great trepidation for the mere fact that you have all these think tanks sitting around trying to come up with ways to foster things, but the bottom line, they're still looking to get compensated.
And I always think, yes,
their money,
I agree. And if I put on my cynical hat, I say,
you know, I'm always have on my cynical hat.
Well, if I put it on for a moment, I always say, wait, okay, how long have you known that these algorithms could be flipped and switched in our favor?
They've always known.
So, are you really for us? Anyway, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Freedom Radio Hour. Definitely post under everything we're posting at our website, freedomradiohour.com, and download our free app. That's right, we have a free app with all of our episodes, commentary, etc., available at your fingertips. Search us out for Android and iPhone users. We're available at Google Play and the App Store for free. And also, check out Mr. Eddie Nicholas, the Do You Want to Dance LP, DJAdamCruz.com for more of my music, and have a great weekend and a great week ahead. We'll see you next time.
On FreedomRadioHour.com, DY Music Radio, and 91.6 FM, the fantastic, wonderful, pounding, boom, 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 Heartbeat of Sudan.
Yes.
Peace and love.
Peace. We need a clank. Congratulations, my brother.
Congratulations. Cheer.